Okay, so today I wanted to make a quick video about ball maintenance and what you can do, especially while you're at home right now, what you can purchase to help you maintain your ball while you're at home, or will maintain it if you haven't been. So the first thing I actually want to discuss, because I have it here and I don't have the other thing, is a ball sweater. So basically, this is a machine called New Ball by Salmon Creek. Basically, what this does is allow you to put your ball in here, turn it on, and it will sweat your ball out. It has vents, so it doesn't just maintain all the heat in there. It'll actually let the heat escape so your ball doesn't crack. And you can leave it in there I left it in there for 3 hours and my ball came out fine. So, great machine to use, great tool to have for maintaining your ball while at home so you don't have to pay the shop to do it. You can just do it. Especially let's say you take your ball home for a tournament, you forget, oh wait, I need to have them clean. Wait a minute, I got a new ball. I can do it myself, right? All right, so how this works is the top part of this is a heater. So heat comes here, comes out the center, and it basically pushes all the heat out. Has a side wall that you can remove, makes it easy to put your ball in and out. This is a crack ball from my garage that I left in my car. You definitely do not want to leave your ball in the car to sweat it because it will get cold and hot in your car, especially I'm in Nevada. Summer gets hot, winter gets cold, your ball will crack. So, not a good idea. Has a ball cup. Ball cup has oil in here still, actually, a lot of it. I haven't cleaned this. And then it has the bottom. So, basically, the way you set this up is you bottom down, ball cup down, you put ball in. I put my hose facing up, put this on. Again, it has 3 vents on the bottom of the bottom plate, so it lets the air escape, but your ball still gets the heat, so it doesn't crack your ball. Put this on. Again, it goes from 95 to 155 degrees Fahrenheit. So you top this on, and then you turn it on. The turn on is literally plugging it in. There is no turn on or off switch, so when it's on, it's on. When you unplug it, it's off. It's as simple as that, really. So makes it really easy to maintain your ball, and again, in terms of getting all the oil out, you can go ahead and plug this in for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and you'll be fine. That was my dog, by the way. Anyway, but yeah, so that's the first thing I want to discuss. This is something you can take home. Again, $189 on Amazon right now. Get you this, be able to maintain all your ball at home. I've had this for about a year and a half, 2 years, and it still works just fine. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about first here. I'll go ahead and move on to the next part here now. I know, right? But yeah, the next part I wanted to discuss here, I don't have one myself. I'm planning on getting one really soon because it just gives me the options to do what I want to my ball, and I have to take it to a shop again. It just makes it easy to test out what I want, try it out, don't like it, test it out again. So if you don't know or can't figure it out, what I'm talking about now is a ball spinner. So a ball spinner basically is going to allow you to be able to take your balls home and test out different finishes on each one. You never want to leave your ball factory. Well, I mean, I guess you can, but as you know, the factory finish is going to fade over time. If you are not on tour and you don't get to get a new ball every other tournament, then, well, you're going to, use what you have, really, right? So, like for me, I used the Phase 2 out-of-box finish. I loved it, right? It was my benchmark go-to ball. I'm a two-hander, as you know, so it got down there, it turned the corner predictable, and it was an in-between shape from my three-ball arsenal at that time was my Jackal Ghost, Phase 2, and the Web Tour. So it covered plan from the right, plan more so towards the middle, Phase 2, of course, and then the Jackal Ghost would be my big swing, big hook ball, or long, or whatever ball, and that would be what I could depend on. I know what ball does what. Over time, my Phase 2 reaction went down, so I tried to switch surface. When I switched surface, I couldn't find anything that I liked comparable to the factory, so of course I can never get it back there. But then if I put 1,000 on there, it started up too early, I didn't like the shape. I put 2,000 on there, it got down there, but it felt like it gave up for me. And then you put 3,000 on there, and it just wants to go too long. So I was like, okay, I got used to something I can't repeat. So now whenever I get a ball, I put a different factory on there out the gate. Something that I'll be able to say, okay, I know I can get this again, so let's do it. And that's what the ball spinner is going to be for. So I'm going to grab one. I believe you should grab one too if you're really into bowling and you really want to get better. You want to, progress your game, go to tournaments, and be able to really just show out. Have an idea what you're bowling on. Okay, it's going to be a 44-foot pattern. I need to put 1,000 finish surface on here, 1,500 finish surface on here with 44 feet, which is something I have done actually. So usually I have to take it to the shop. Shop is really cool about it. $5 gets me a new surface, but if I could do it myself, why not? It'll let you test out different ball. You can kind of, if you're going to a tournament out of town, you have a ball spinner, and you forget to go to your shop, you can just spin it up yourself. If you want to get it drilled somewhere else because you're out of town, you're in a hotel or whatever, you buy a ball, you get it drilled, but now you're like, okay, I forgot to tell them I don't want certain surface. You have your ball spinner with you though in your bag. Let me go ahead and just finish this up myself. So it's just a lot of versatility you have with it. I feel like a ball spinner is going to be a really great tool for any great bowler or any bowler in general. You may have somebody who has a ball spinner in their garage. If they let you use it whenever you want, that's another option. But a ball spinner, I believe, is also another great thing to do. Once you sweat your ball out, which we just discussed, then you go into the ball spinner. And that's, again, going to give you a lot of versatility. Out of the box, I always want to change that shape because that shape is not going to be repeatable most of the time. So I might as well put something on there that I like. And I know I can repeat for whatever pattern I'm going to be on. So it's a great tool to have. And that is the ball spinner part of it. So again, first thing I suggest, something to sweat your ball out. Again, it doesn't have to be the new ball. I think they have different products on Amazon or that you can get that you can use to sweat your ball out. They have different products out there that you can sit it in just a certain type of liquid, and it'll, I guess, pull the oil out more so. It's different things, but you'll want something to be able to do that. Ball spinner, again, just repeating different type of shapes that you want from the ball, polishing it. You only can really polish a ball by having a spinner. I think someone has out there product that's powered by turtle wax that you can do it by hand, but at the same time, a ball spinner makes it easy and you can kind of play around with the finish, even polish. So it's just a great tool to have. And so those are the first two things I would recommend any bowler would have that's serious about bowling, and it's going to help you progress quite a bit. All right, and the last thing I want to go ahead and talk about here is the actual grips in your ball. So ball maintenance, you think about surface most times when you think about ball maintenance, right? That's not always the case. I know, especially for thumb bowlers, two finger, two hand bowler. Some things I do to make sure I have the same repeatable shot with my ball is to make sure I have my grips maintained as well. A lot of people overlook it. When you're playing so many games, if you're bowling tournaments, if you're bowling league 2-3 nights a week, your grips are going to start to basically flatten out, get too big. You're going to notice, okay, you like to bury your finger all the way in the grip, but now it's going further and you may not notice it at first, but you're putting more now. For me, two-hander, more finger I put in there, the more I have leverage on it. So now I'm putting extra rev on there that I never meant to. I'm hitting up on it more. I feel like I'm going to drop the ball, so I might hit it more. And that's something that can be avoided by making sure you maintain your grips to the what you like or what your finger should be. Some people like fingertip. I know somebody who likes to put most of their finger in the ball. Some people like ovals. Some people like circles. Thumb wise, you may gain weight over the year. I don't know about thumb bowlers, but I know your finger swells up. I know a lot of them like the inserts, so they can kind of maintain throughout that way. And those, I don't know if they need to be changed, but just, for two finger, I know for a fact, like my black hammer pink or pink widow that I have, my hammer pink widow, the grips were so large on there. I had the ball maybe for a year before I switched the grips, and I was like, okay, this is terrible. I took it into the shop. I'm like, okay, I think I need some new grips. And he was like, yeah, you do. You should do this more often. A lot of people don't do this. So I'm like, okay, yeah. And that's really what brought that to me to put in here for you. So I would definitely do that. Grips, another thing, switch them out. I would say, maybe, well, whenever you really feel it. But if I had to put a number on it, maybe every 50 games. That might be too soon. I've never really noticed. I just know, okay, my finger's going in too much. This is not what I want. Also, speaking of grips, do ask your pro shop about the different type of grips they have, because the different colors dictate the softness, hardness, stickiness of the grips itself. So like for my purple hammer, my urethane, that has clear grips on there. So when I put my fingers in, it sticks more. It wants to stay on. It wants to stick in the ball, so it will be stickier. Um, I believe they say the lighter the color, the softer, something like that. But then I have in my Jackal Ghost, I have black grip, so it's easier to get my finger out of it. So different things like that I did not know at first will help you drill your ball and get the shape and feel you want out of that particular ball. So it's just things like that you want to make sure you know. And when you're maintaining your ball over the year, you're switching your grips out. You say, okay, well, let me go to a different color this time, and then you put your fingers in. You're like, okay, this doesn't feel the same. Well, that's because the softness, hardness, stickiness, or something around that has changed. So now, when you're throwing the ball, it's either sliding off your fingers too fast, or sticking on there too much, or something like that. So it's another great thing to know for maintaining your ball over the year. Just stick with the grips you like. No, colors can definitely be amusing to have. And again, color variants, it may not be much of a difference between some color variants. So, I mean, if you want to go ahead and switch it up a little bit, then you can definitely do so, of course. But you just want to keep in mind, you want to ask, okay, if I stick those in there, is this a different tackiness than those that I had at first? And they're going to tell you, well, yeah, no, it's about the same, or you're not going to really feel any different. So just keep that in mind when you're switching your grips out. All right, and lastly here, I just want to recap everything so far for ball maintenance. What I think is great in terms of tools would be, for one, again, something to sweat your ball out. If your wife lets you put it in the oven, great, but I could not do that. I definitely can't put the ball in the oven. I will get killed. So, I mean, something like a new ball. They have different products out there. Again, they have liquids that you can put your ball in that you can, go ahead and sweat your ball out in. And I mean, just stuff like that that'll help you get the oil out of the ball. The next thing I recommend is a ball spinner, so you can maintain the grit of your ball. It's a great tool to have if you want to go ahead and play around with the surface, so you know what you like out of what kind of ball. You want your big ASIM ball to start up later, put a higher grit on there. You want your benchmark ball to be in the middle, about a 2000, 3000, something like that. It's just what you like is what you need to be able to put on your ball when you have a tournament or when you're going in a league, and it'll just help you feel better going in, confident. Again, any sport is going to be majority mental and just repeating the same shot. So I mean, it's really something that will help. Again, third, grips, you want to make sure you get them replaced. Again, I would probably recommend the same color, but if you want to switch it up, just go ahead and ask them, if I switch to this color, is it going to stick on my finger more, or is it going to come off just the same, or how that may be. So three things again: sweat your ball, maintain the grit of the ball, and the grips in the ball. So those three things will help your ball will perform at top performance, and then the rest is all you. And you can go ahead and check out my other videos that will go ahead and show you how to become a two-hand bowler, in terms of what you can practice, what you can do to make that better, and you'll just progress over time like everybody else. Nothing comes overnight, so don't feel discouraged when you're out there and you're noticing other two-handers, or other even thumb bowlers, and make the transition to thumb. Don't listen to other people. Bowl how you want to bowl. That becomes a little annoying nowadays, but just, forget about it. So, so great thing to have. Those three tools will help you. And remember, like, comment, subscribe, and if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comment section. I'll be sure to answer them. And I would definitely recommend those 3 products. All right. See you later.